So, let me just pull up my questions here. Hi, man. So, welcome to Launch Day. So, I just had a quick question to start. Like, can you briefly introduce yourself? What your name is? Do you have a job? Is it a side project? Can you give us a quick vision of who you are?
Hi everybody. My name is Cristian Rat. I know it's an original name. It's foreign, exotic, I know. I do have a job. I work full time. I work as a senior slash lead cloud engineer. Depends on the project. I've been doing cloud for quite a number of years, and before that, many, many years of development.
So, you're freelance when you say that. When you say depending on the project, does that mean you're freelance?
I also do freelance, which is how I finance my side projects, this project being one of them. But mostly I do work full time. But I work for a cloud consultancy, so I do occasionally go to different clients, and depending on the project, sometimes I lead the team, and sometimes I'm just your average cloud monkey
Okay, I
with a
see.
wrench. Yeah.
Okay, so you live kind of like remotely, and I mean,
Yeah,
like
pretty
you
much.
don't live in a big city. I mean,
This is my
yeah.
office. Well, I do live in London actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, northeast London. Drop by if you want.
I'm not far. I'm not far. I'm in north of France, in Lille. So
All
London is
right.
like 2 hour
Train.
away. Yeah,
Yeah, by train. You can just take a train, and then you
yeah.
just jump on the underground, and yeah, you're here.
Awesome. I might do
Yeah.
this. I actually want. I go from once a year or something. So I will hit you up.
Let me know. You buy me coffee.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, launch day is successful, so I can do that. Okay. Cool.
Looking forward to it.
Um, yeah. So can you tell us a bit more? I mean, I assume you're building this solo, or do you have a co-founder maybe?
It's mostly solo, but my front end skills are now what they used to be, and I wanted to
Okay.
use React. So in the end, I did go with somebody to help me on the front end.
Oh, cool.
He's not a partner; he's a freelancer, and I pay him. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, I do use designers because, as much as I would like to, I'm not Leonardo da Vinci to do them all and do them great. So I did use designers for the design and the wireframes. Then I had
And
a
that
front-end
that's
guy.
interesting because when I had a job and then because of that I had money, I was thinking sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah, I could hire someone to help me. But when I'm like full time on my indie projects and though at least for now I have less money, then it's not something I consider. But that's
yeah,
interesting. That's one of the options when you have a job is you can have more funds to do that.
it is. But actually, what I try to do is keep a complete separation between my job and my side projects. So I spend very little of my own money on. I mean, obviously, it's all my money, but
Oh,
I
interesting.
do the freelance bit, right? And that brings me a little bit of money. And rather than pay myself that money and give half to the government because
Yeah.
taxes, I'd rather just give it to somebody else or, buy cloud services or computer parts or whatever. So I do the freelance bit and then I use the freelance money to fund the project. I mean, if
I
I
like
need
that. Yes, so this gives you
to
kind of like this
pay
complete control. Like, so the job is really for like your lifestyle, your house,
pretty
your
much
everything.
exactly.
That's super interesting.
Yeah,
I never heard of that distinction.
if I need to, and I have spent my own money for stuff, just try not to make a habit out of it.
Yeah, I get it.
Because
Okay,
that
so
money
now
is
this.
already taxed as well. So if I
Yeah, yeah,
spend
oh no,
100
for sure. Yeah,
pounds of that
yeah,
money,
yeah.
that's basically 150.
Yeah, but
It's
if you
already
earn
been
your money
taxed.
from freelance, you can basically reinvest it before the
Exactly.
taxes. Yeah, I see.
Exactly.
Awesome. So
So
this
it's
makes me
cheaper
super
money.
curious now about what the hell is this product you're building. So can you show us a little bit?
Well, I can show you.
Yeah.
So it was built out of scratch my own itch, really. Should I share my screen now?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, let's do some screen sharing. I will be sharing this side. So it was built out of scratch my own itch when the pandemic pushed
I'm
us.
I'm not seeing your screen yet. In case you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. I see it
When
now.
the yeah,
Let's
when
go.
the pandemic pushed us remotely, I was working obviously a lot on calls with my team, and I noticed how better, how we work better, how I was more productive. We had this huge migration from Heroku to AWS, and literally started before 7 a.m. and finished after midnight, and it was, like, it was a wild ride. It was, people jumping in and out of calls. This is so great, team, go team.
Oh,
And
I see. Okay.
when I did manage to break for lunch on other days, what I tend to do is just go to my local park, walk in the woods with podcasts. And
Yeah.
I heard that people do this thing, like, actually as a product, and people go and they sit in calls with strangers, and they're like, oh, that's interesting. I can build that in 2-3 months, or it's a couple of pages, a calendar page and a video call, and that's it. Some web RTC. And yeah, then I went out and started building it, and no, it didn't take me 3 months.
Okay. You mean more or less? I'm scared.
It took a
Yeah.
lot more than that.
Yeah, I
But
guess. I guess.
it did take me a lot more because I built an infrastructure on Kubernetes, but I didn't need to, and I built a lot of
Of
things.
course, you never need to, but it's more fun that way. Of course.
It is more fun that way, and then other projects I already have the infra, just throw it in there and it's already done. So
And it's interesting because there's always this tension between we need to launch fast, and like that's like a big thing which
yeah,
everybody knows they should do, but you also want to enjoy building. And if you cannot do anything you enjoy, like for example, it's like setting up the servers. For me, it's going to be more like on the design side. But like if you
exactly.
cannot do anything you enjoy, then why do it in the first place? And so there's this tension between enjoying and then spending 3 years to launch, like trying to find the balance. And that's hard.
Yes. Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
depends on many circumstances. What I try to do, is go 2 ways to win, 0 ways to lose, right? So for me, one way to win for this project was to learn better Kubernetes, right?
Yeah,
To
okay.
build a product, to manage designers, not cloud engineers, and that kind of stuff. So that already makes me much better at my job as a cloud engineer, right?
And you
So
take it as a learning experience that you get benefit
exactly.
from regardless of the success of the
Exactly.
product in the end. Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
cool.
I do win that way, yeah. And the second bit, obviously, if when the product is more successful, because it is, I'll buy a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah,
But you
for
get the
sure.
idea. So
Yeah, I get it.
that's how it went, and that's why I went with Kubernetes, because it's a very good skill set, and that's why other things like that. All right.
So can
So
you take me through kind of like, because I didn't exactly get what the product does yet. Because can you like take me through a little bit?
yeah. So long story short, it's a body doubling. I don't know why it's called that, by the way. I don't know. People call it that. For me, it was always virtual co-working, and after I launched it, I saw that people call it body doubling. For me,
Wow, I never heard of it, to be honest. This thing, body doubling. Okay.
yeah, body doubling is usually, the people jumping through the windows in movies instead of the actor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
usually
see.
body
Yeah,
doubling,
stunt double. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
or what dictators have.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So,
in this case, it's a product that's built mostly for people who work remote or students. We do have a lot of students, digital nomads. So exactly people like you, in the entrepreneurs who work by themselves or in coffee shops. And what we do is we help you be more productive by finding you an accountability partner. So think of it like the gym buddy
oh,
system. When you want to go to
okay.
the gym with your friend, you will go even if you don't feel like it because you're letting your friend down. But if you want to go to the gym by yourself and you don't feel like it, like I won't go today, I'll go tomorrow.
And I see that you have some rooms. So basically, what I'm guessing is like you basically create a group with some friends or let's say accountability partners,
Yes,
and then you define moments you schedule times where you work on the same thing together.
that's right. So this is my calendar. I prefer the 3-day view. I think
Okay.
my computer is a bit frozen. Yeah, nothing. Oh, I'm speaking in the
You
share
have too many
window.
screens, maybe. Okay.
I do have too many
Yeah.
screens. Right.
Okay.
So this is my 3-day calendar view. You can switch to one day or a week. And this is what I'm doing this week. So these are the sessions I have scheduled. So the ones in gray, they're
Mm.
mine. or this one is a session that somebody had but nobody joined, and these are available sessions. So if I want to work with Lily at 1:30, I just click here and I say, I don't know,
Oh, wow. Okay. I get it now. Interesting.
Something. So then I join. I'm not going to join this one because I'm going out for
Are
lunch.
these people all from your group or from all groups?
No, these are just people from all over
Oh,
the
yeah,
world.
they don't even know, but like they use the platform and they have. And is it all
Exactly.
public or can you create private
it's
things also?
It is public. So if you were to join, you would see a screen similar to this, and you could join any of these sessions. Or yes, exactly what you were talking about. If you want to create your own group, you can create your own group, and that means
No, don't worry. It's okay.
No, it's fine. It's a group created by actually my boss because he signed up, and yeah,
He's
his
making a
name
joke
is
with your name, I guess.
exactly,
Molrat. Yeah, okay. Muirat.
but his name is Mule, but not like mule, the
No,
donkey
okay. So there's the
horse,
joke,
and he
Mulerat.
made it
Okay.
exactly, and he used the AI to generate an image.
You have a cool boss. I understand why you keep this job. Okay. Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, these are my groups, and then of course when you're on the homepage, so obviously I'm not gonna go through every screen, but you can invite users, remove them, and all that stuff, which is basic stuff. And then here you can filter, right? So if you just want to work with your colleagues or whoever, you just take that group, and then you only see people from that group, and there's nobody in the group that created sessions, just me and him.
That's awesome. How many
Yeah.
users do you, I mean, if you don't have to share, but like, can you share a bit, like maybe revenue, users, like, how is it growing? How is it going?
Uh, I'll share, but not the specific numbers.
Yeah, you don't have to, yeah, for sure.
Right. It is a side project. Most of my time was invested in the technical side, so now I'm doing a bit more marketing. In terms of users, we have a few thousand users. It's under 10,000, but
Wow,
database columns.
that's cool. Okay.
Well, under 10,000 also means 100.
Oh shit. Okay.
So
Oh
my
wow,
point,
you're smart. I can see you're working your marketing muscle. We have
well,
100 a million users. Yeah, sure.
exactly. Joke aside,
Yeah.
we do have a lot of users who are not active. So
Yeah.
that's my
That's the
point.
hardest part is to keep them active.
Exactly. A row in the database doesn't mean anything. Active users, it's a few hundred.
That's not bad,
Active
man.
users.
That's not bad.
You know.
A few hundred. And like, is there a free tier or is it all paying?
Right. So here's the thing. It is still, but only until the end of this year, completely free.
Okay.
But because there is no incentive for people to upgrade to premium. As you can see, I have upgraded and I'm
Yeah, I
paying
see.
myself.
Yeah.
I did speak to users in user interviews, like, why didn't you upgrade? And they said, well, it's free. Why would I bother?
Makes sense. So that means at the time of this interview, that
Yeah.
will be visible. It will be 2025 because we're recording end of 2024, and it will
Yeah.
be paid.
Well, it is still freemium. So what we will do is we will give you 5 sessions a week free, which
Okay.
is one a day, really, weekdays. And then also you have access to the public rooms, which is not limited. So you can stay in the rooms as much as you want. So that will be the difference. Also,
I
for
see, yeah.
all the early adopters, beta users, we said we would give them premium, and everybody who's been active until the end of this year, we will give them premium, but then they need to stay active to keep that. So if they go inactive for a month, then that's that.
And so, do you have a roadmap right now? Do you have like some big things you're working on, or maybe not?
In terms of, well, we do have Jira. I know everybody loves Jira, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly, I know. We do have a lot of items on the roadmap. Major features coming up, not working on anything specifically, mostly focused on the back-end stuff, or
Yeah.
the love of my life, marketing, of which I know very little. But,
Okay.
that won't stop me from trying.
It's good. Yeah, I can see you're trying. Awesome. And so speaking of which, what is the discount you can give people on launch day?
Right. So you were asking about two types of discounts. So I was thinking we give 1 year of premium for a token amount of, I don't know, $12 or something like that, which I think is
Yeah.
very generous.
Because
And
what's the price for premium usually?
I think it's £5. It's £5 a month or whatever that translates to euros or
$7 or
dollars.
something? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that.
We'll have the
Like
real
seven
data
bucks.
on the website anyway, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's £7, £5, €6,
So it's
something.
basically you have 1 year for the price of 2 months or something,
Pretty
basically.
much, which I think
Okay.
is
Wow.
quite
Okay, this is
generous.
awesome.
Yeah, and that will give you access to groups, which are paid feature and unlimited sessions, and any other features coming up, they will be paid.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
people
so
get this deal because they share this launch on time. They should probably also invite their friends to join the deal at the same time so they can create a group and it's going to be way more fun.
it,
So,
it's always more fun with friends. Nobody goes to the cinema by themselves.
yeah. Yeah, I went a couple of days ago. I agree. Yeah.
You prove me wrong then.
No, no, I went with some friend. I'm kidding. I
Ah,
went with a
right.
friend. Yeah, yeah. Um, awesome.
Um,
Okay, cool,
so
man. And I
that
just have
would
like
be one.
one.
Yeah.
What was that?
Because you said two types of discounts, and then we can also do a 50% off
Yeah, it's just that
for
at
the
this
other ones.
time. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So because there will be a discount for like more long term, like for people. Uh, okay, that will be shown on the website. Uh, yeah, and so like my last question would just be, what is the thing that you are proud of when you build this product? Like the thing that you really like. Like it can be anything. It can be like this Kubernetes thing, or it can be like some like anything. It doesn't have to be like some value proposition for people. Just like something that you really liked when you built this.
Um, I think building it, which was incredibly hard. I mean, I swear to God, it's one of the most difficult
So
things
what
I've
was
ever
hard?
done.
What was the hardest? What was the hardest thing?
All of it was hard because I hadn't built something start to finish before. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I have been coding for 20 plus years by now, right? I've done cloud for 8. I've done many things, but I've never done something start to finish. Not like this. So I've always been part of a team or part of something and just building it stuff because you start, okay, how am I going to host it? And you spend days or weeks trying out, right? I try different flavors of Kubernetes and they either croak or just randomly stop working. Something always happens. So you have to figure that out. Or how do you run your
So
databases on
basically,
Kubernetes?
you were
It's
made.
always
Let me see
something new.
if I get that right. You were more like a backend dev, and this forced you to learn DevOps. Like, is that this kind
No,
of
no, no,
scenario?
no, no. I've been a backend, front end, full stack developer for many years, and
Okay,
then 2015-ish, I started moving towards the cloud more. I mean, I was doing
okay, yeah,
server
okay. That's
stuff
what I was
before as
confused about.
well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just well, it wasn't called the cloud. It wasn't a word back then. Yeah. So to answer your question, the most difficult thing is all of it, just building start to finish, which is a lot more complicated than you'd think. But that was the first one. The second one took me 3 months. So
Okay.
if you build something, the first time you will be slow as heck, but
Yeah,
the
yeah. I see.
second
Yeah.
time around you will be a lot faster.
Awesome.
So if you're gonna do it, easy things are not worth doing many times. So if it's difficult, if you've got an idea, you want to build something, just go and do it. Worst case scenario, you will learn something
Yeah,
either
yeah. I hear
about
you, and I
yourself
really
or
like your take on it. That's
technical.
very for me positive. That it's not so much about the success of the project, even though that's definitely a goal. It's also just what you can get from it on a personal growth and like skills and everything. I think that's super positive to see it this way.
Yeah,
So thanks, man. And
thank you
I
too.
hope this launch day brings you some more users. Hopefully, not just free users and people who will pay for the premium. So please make sure
Either
I
way,
mean,
we take what we can get.
yeah. So yeah, man, that was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you too.